you can count on. You're watching WTVM News Leader 9. Sponsored by Montlick and Associates, Columbus Injury Attorneys.
We are following breaking news this morning from overnight. A woman is injured in a shooting in Columbus. Coming up, find out if police have named any suspects. Hey, if you're looking to retire, one of the top spots can be found in this area. The Head White Auburn is considered one of the best.
And here in Muscogee County, we're going back to school, and we have a dry first half of the day. For your bus ride home, though, more rain. I'll break down that full forecast ahead.
Hello there, and welcome into News Leader 9 Morning for this Monday, first day back to school for students in Muscogee County. Yeah. We have a special program, in fact, for us. Let's join Cheryl, Renee, and Roslyn, Giles. They're live at Columbus High School this morning. Ladies, good morning.
That we are. Good morning, Chuck. That we are. We are here as the students get ready for their first day back to school.
That's exactly right. We will be covering all angles to help you, students, parents, all get ready for the very first day of school.
Thanks, guys. It is now 6:01. Let's get a check of our weather, and we'll get back to more news for you in just a moment. Elizabeth, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, at the bus stop this morning, no major traffic or any weather problems. We are looking at an A- for that grade. Coming home, though, I gave it a C+. Look at that chance of rain, 50%. So we're looking at a better chance of rain and storms than what we typically see for the summer months. Temperature-wise, not too hot because of the rain and the clouds. We'll get more on that forecast a little bit later, but visibility problems for a few folks. We are looking at 6 miles there in Eufaula for the visibility, 10 out of 10 in other areas. Of course, we'll keep you updated on those numbers throughout the morning, but don't forget, slow down if you see any of those areas of patchy fog, and make sure you leave with enough time this morning so you don't have to rush into school and play it safe. Temperature wise, though, we're in the mid 70s for most everybody, pretty mild, a little muggy as you get outside, but dry for the first half of the day. Again, not until after lunchtime is when we're going to see that best chance of rain and storm, so you'll definitely want to grab the umbrella. Make sure you throw the umbrella in with the backpack and with the new school supplies, because it is going to be a wet ride home. Temperature-wise, low 90s. We're going to keep that chance of rain around for the rest of the work week, though. We'll break down that and get a look at those traffic conditions coming up.
Liz, thank you much. 2 minutes now after 6. We have breaking news from overnight. Columbus police are investigating a shooting which sent a woman to the hospital. Officers tell News Leader 9 the woman was walking along Forsyth Street around 12:30 this morning when an unknown vehicle pulled up. Investigators say a brief conversation ended with someone in that car opening fire on the victim. The woman is being treated at Midtown Medical Center, recovering from injuries police say are not life-threatening. No suspects have been named in the shooting. Make sure you stay with News Leader 9 on air and with the free mobile app to get updates as soon as we get them. Happening today, 2 Columbus men are scheduled for court appearances as they face drug charges. You're looking at Jacob Bullard and John Knowles. They're due in Recorder's Court at 8 o'clock this morning. The 2 were arrested Saturday. Charges against them include possession of meth and marijuana with intent to distribute, as well as possession of amphetamine pills and other drug-related items. 6:03 now. Happening now, Meriwether County authorities resumed their search for a group that attacked an 83-year-old woman and set her on fire. Investigators say a woman and 2 or 3 men broke into Dorothy Dow's home demanding money Thursday night. Deputies tell News Leader 9 the attackers were looking for a relative of Dow's who was not at the home at the time. Officers say when the group was unable to find money in the house, they beat Dow, pistol whipped her, in fact, broke her arms, then set her on fire. If you have any information on this case that can help, you're urged to contact the Meriwether County Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. Happening today, a pretrial hearing is scheduled in the case against suspended Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore. The state judiciary is considering a request by investigators to convict Moore of ethics charges without a trial. That could result in the Chief Justice being permanently removed from office. Moore was charged for his actions after the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on gay marriage. He is accused of ordering probate judges to not issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. And East Alabama City is being labeled one of the best places in the country to retire. It's Auburn, according to a publication called Where to Retire. That should come as no surprise to folks already making their home in Auburn, like Larry Hughes and his wife Joanne. They moved from Montgomery, saying Auburn was on their mind for years. The magazine says the city's vibrant downtown and the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail are 2 of the many aspects that make Auburn attractive.
Such pleasant people, such calm environment, but they got anything you want to do. Everything is very convenient.
The city will be profiled in the upcoming issue of that Where to Retire magazine. It will be on the newsstands Tuesday. The second full day of competition has been completed in Rio, and so far the U.S. is leading in the Olympic medal count. Last night, 19-year-old swimmer Katie Ledecky represented Team USA in the women's 400-meter freestyle final. After 3 laps, Ledecky is racing only against her own world record, which she breaks. In fact, she shatters the record by 5 seconds. It is her first gold medal of the Games. Here's a look at the current medal standings. The U.S. has 12 medals overall, and it's tied with China for the most gold, 3. Last night, the U.S. won a second gold medal, and Michael Phelps extended his record number of golds. Those highlights are coming up on GMA at 7 Eastern. Breaking news this morning, all Delta airline flights have been grounded this morning due to a system-wide computer glitch. All Delta flights. The airline reported the glitch early this morning. The flights have been grounded until further notice. We'll continue to update this story as information becomes available. You're watching a special back-to-school edition of News Leader 9 Morning. We rejoin Cheryl and Roslyn live outside Columbus High.
Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning to you, Chuck.
We are at Columbus High in about 2 hours. Students will be climbing the stairs behind us, going inside for their first day of school.
You know, Cheryl, it is an exciting time, anxious time for everyone involved, students, teachers, and parents.
Now, the Muscogee County School District is the 11th largest district in Georgia. It serves 32,944 students across 53 schools. Here's a breakdown: 34 elementary, 12 middle, 9 high schools. There are 3 specialties, which are the AIM program for students temporarily removed from their home school, St. Elmo Center for the Gifted, and the Woodall Center, which serves kids with severe emotional or behavioral disorders.
And Cheryl, students in Muscogee County aren't the only ones going back to school today. Kids will be hitting the books this morning in Barber County, over in East Alabama as well. Then tomorrow, Auburn City schools will be opening up. Wednesday, classes start in Lee County, Alabama, and in Troup County. And Thursday, summer vacation ends for students at the Lakeside School in Eufaula and Chambers County schools. You can find this list and more back-to-school information on the homepage of our website, WTVM.com. Just look in the back-to-school section.
Now, back-to-school impacts more than just teachers and students. It also means more traffic, so expect more traffic on the roads on your commute to work.
That's exactly right. News Leader 9's Jason Dennis has more on bus driver safety.
68 days of not dealing with 32,000 kids in the traffic.
With that many children heading back to school in Muscogee County, safety is a top priority. Muscogee County School District Security Coordinator Scott Thoman advises drivers to avoid school zones, especially if you don't have kids. He also says expect bigger traffic problems around certain schools.
You've got the traffic around North Side. That is a construction zone.
You'll need to pay more attention to signs like this that warn you to slow down in school zones, while leaders with the school district have a specific message for moms and dads if you're taking your child to school or picking them up.
Please be patient. Leave earlier. When they start getting late, they start making bad decisions.
One bad decision is driving around or past a stopped school bus. There's those stop arm cameras giving proof of the misdemeanor that can cost you up to a $900 fine. Also, what about the students on the school bus?
Their riding privileges can be revoked if their behavior warrants it.
Good behavior advised for riders and drivers. Jason Dennis for News Leader 9 Morning.
Say hello live with a bus driver. It's always a concern for parents as their kids go back to school and get on the bus the first day.
Yeah, something a lot of parents are always concerned about, making sure kids get to and from school safely on the bus. Now we're going to head to Brandon Sayo. He is live at the Roberts Center on Brown Avenue with a bus driver. Good morning to you, Brandon.
Good morning, guys. Today we are excited. I know a lot of parents are and kids are, as they'll be doing what I'm doing right now. They're going to be walking on to a school bus, and of course we want to remember safety first. Now we're on a pre-K bus with Mr. Hugh Wright, who you'll meet in just a second, but one of the first things he reminded us when we got on here was the handle rail for these big steps with some of these smaller kids getting on the bus, these young guys. It's their first trip to school. Mr. Wright, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Are you excited for today?
Yeah, I am kind of excited, you know, getting these pre-K on here.
And you know, safety is always a concern for parents, especially on the first day. And some of these kids, it's their first, ride on a bus. Can you talk about some of the safety tips you have for parents to let their kids know before they get on the bus?
Yeah, we do have seat belts on here, and this is my monitor, and she takes the kids back and put them in their seat belts and make sure they're safe. You know, because when the ride, sometimes gets kind of bumpy and the kids probably get out of their seats. So she makes sure they're in their seats for safety.
Now, when it comes to safety, what are some of the precautions that you take before kids get on the bus here?
Well, I have to cut my lights on to make sure all the lights are on, and I have to look around and make sure there's no cars moving or anything, to make sure the kids can get on the bus safely.
And what's your favorite part of being a bus driver?
My favorite part is seeing that smile on the kids' face when they get on the bus and how they come on and sit down and enjoy the ride.
All right, we're going to enjoy the ride today. Thank you for both of you for joining us this morning. I'm going to go ahead and take a seat, Cheryl and Roz. I don't know. I usually like to try to sit towards the back of the bus. That's where the cool kids were, but I don't think everyone at WTVM thinks I'm very cool, so I'll sit up front and send things back to you.
All right, very good, Brandon. We appreciate Mr. Wright for getting up so early with us this morning, Cheryl.
We definitely,
thank you, Brandon, for that.
Yeah, definitely to both of them. Now, if your child is not riding the school bus, maybe you're going to take your child to school and then head to work. We're going to send it to Elizabeth Diamore with a look at our current traffic conditions.
Thanks, guys. No major problems as you're getting out this morning, taking the kids into school and maybe heading into work yourself. As we look at the ways that things moving pretty smoothly on the interstates and the highways. A closer look, you can see that 80 slowing down just a touch, and that's going eastbound towards 185. But the roads in the city making veterans in Manchester moving okay. We'll keep you updated on that. Of course, again, leave with enough time that you don't have to rush into this morning. If you're traveling up to the Atlanta airport, no delays being reported as of now. But remember, all Delta flights have been grounded outbound of the Atlanta airport. And don't forget, you can always get the latest on those flight conditions and the flight status at WTVM.com by clicking the weather tab. I'll get that full forecast coming up.
Well, coming up, Communications Director for Muscogee County Schools, Valerie Fuller, will be joining us live here right in front of Columbus High School. You don't want to miss that coming up.
So stay with News Leader 9 Morning as we go back to school.
Hi, I'm Chef Jeff.
Now, from your Storm Team 9 Alert Center, WTVM meteorologist Elizabeth Diamore.
Well, the kids are going back to school, and we have rain in the forecast. Definitely not what you want to hear as you're packing up the backpacks, but we do need the rain, so we're not complaining too much. But a little higher rain chance than what we're typical or what we're used to for this time of year. A 50 to 60% chance of rain through Friday and even into the following weekend. We have tropical air mass sitting over us and a system that's kind of playing together, just upping those rain chances at least for the afternoon time. Of course, the first half of the day is going to be mostly dry. So I wanted to show you this. We are on day 48 of our 90 or more degree days here across the Chattahoochee Valley, but that could be coming to an end. With the higher chances of rain, temperatures not going to be as hot. Today, 92, but you do notice 80s in the forecast after that. 86 we're forecasting on Thursday. So we'll definitely have to keep you updated on that streak of 90-degree days. Again, could be coming to an end and could top out about 49, which is the third longest streak of 90-plus days, at least for here in Columbus. Temperature-wise, as we are starting off this morning, 74 in Reynolds, 75 in Fort Benning, 76 degrees in Columbus, and coming in at 74 degrees in Union Springs. A little muggy for some as we get outside, but we are dry. No rain on the Alert Center radar network. And again, for most of the day before lunchtime, that's how we're going to keep it. After lunch, though, as we get close, you can see a 10% chance of rain by your 10 and 11 o'clock hour. After lunch, you can see those rain chances steadily start to increase. That 50% chance of rain, or the best shot to see any rain and storms in between your 3 to 6 o'clock hour. So again, make sure you're sending the kids with the umbrella this morning, or the rain jacket, because that bus ride home could be a little on the wet side. Could have some minor flooding problems because we get so much rain in a short amount of time and the ground is so dry, it doesn't really have time to soak in. It could definitely run off into the streams and the roads and the creeks and rivers, so we'll want to be mindful of that. Keeping that 60% chance of rain in for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, temperature-wise in the 80s. Going into the weekend, again, keeping the rain around. But I'm going to toss it back out to Columbus High with Cheryl and Roslyn for more as we go back to school.
Roslyn.
All right, thank you very much, Elizabeth. We're live here at Columbus High School this morning, getting you ready to go back to school. I have joining me now is the Communications Director for Muscogee County School District, Valerie Fuller, and we're going to be talking about everything in terms of traffic, what's going on with the schools. You have 33,000 students heading back to school this morning, whether they'll be on a bus, Valerie, or they will be in a car. So a lot of traffic out there this morning for the first day of school.
That's right. And do me a favor, there's not a thing I can do about traffic, so don't call me. The best thing to do is prepare to get up a little bit earlier. Buses are back on the road. Our parents are actually dropping some of our students off. Not all students ride the bus. So it's really important to note that, students will be crossing the street. We have our crossing guards that are going to be active at each location for our school. So some of the areas are kind of heavy.
Going to be kind of heavy, of course. And sure, we do have those hotspot areas as well. So what areas are those that people really need to be focused on?
Some of the areas that are really hot spots are out on Schaumburg Road, in that area near Stadium Drive, near Eagle Ridge and Shaw, St. Mary's Road, as well as Veterans Parkway. So you want to make sure that you provide ample time to get to where you're going in due time.
And we have some video of kids now on the outside of school playing around there. When you are going to be in school this year, you have some differences that are going on with the specials, dealing with art, music, of course, PE. How is that going to be organized in terms of when kids will get to do those different things while in school?
Well, it's based on each teacher's class and their schedule, but the big thing to understand about that in reference to K-5 this year is that there will be more specials offered, and the teachers actually have discretion to use for PE, music, art, computer lab time, media center time. They're going to use their discretion to make sure that their students are educated.
Well, we hope you guys have a wonderful first day of school.
Yes.
Definitely. Thank you so much for getting up early with us. We appreciate it. And still ahead on Newsletter 9, we will continue to go back to school. Keeping your child safe is the goal of crossing guards across the city. Ahead, we'll hear from one guard who tells us about why they enjoy the job.
Plus, you're probably wondering what schools are doing to keep your child safe. We sat down with the principal of Columbus High, and coming up, he explains what they're doing to keep students safe right here. Stay.
Welcome back, everyone. We are live here at Columbus High School, giving you everything you need to know as you prepare to head back to school this morning on the first day here in Muscogee County. And Cheryl, when it comes to sending your child to school, I'm sure many parents are, of course, thinking about whether or not the school is safe, right?
That's right.
Of course. Now, we got the chance to speak with school administrators here at Columbus High School about what they do to protect students and staff. Now, Dr. Marvin Crum says security procedures are the first thing that teachers and faculty go over during the summer. And while he wouldn't give us anything specific, he spoke about the drills they have throughout the year.
Every year we do revisions of our school safety plans, and we always have fire drills. We always have armed intruder drills. Safety is paramount, and it's one of those things. I feel like there's three places that a child should always feel safe. That's their home, their church, and their school.
Does he understand what? Now, Dr. Crum says the procedures they follow at Columbus High are the same for other schools across the district, Cheryl.
All right. There is one crossing guard who has dedicated 36 years to standing in crosswalks, making sure that children get back and forth safely. We spoke with Mrs. Ernestine Walton about why she does her job.
Well, I love children. I have 5. I raised them, and then I started doing this. And everybody, every year, they say, "You coming back?" I says, "I don't know." But then I think about it, and I said, yeah, what else would I be doing but taking care of the kids? I never leave the street until they all are out of the street. And I cross them. I stand in the road until they are completely crossed. Although we get some people that's in a hurry, but I stay there until everybody has crossed. And most of them that go up that way, I watch them till they get there. And on Valentine's Day, this little guy, he says, "Miss Walton," he says, "we sure appreciate you standing out here getting us across the street every morning." They really depend on me. If I'm out, some of the kids, they just have a fit. "Well, Miss Walton, that's not Miss Walton. What's wrong?" You know, so we have a relationship. And I love it. I mean, it's great.
What's the process if something happens?
How sweet is she? Wow.
She knows her importance.
She does. I bet they do have a fit when she's not there.
When she's not there.
It's like missing grandmother.
That's right. They're the unsung heroes when you're dealing with school.
And as you head to the bus stop this morning, what can you expect weather-wise?
Let's check in with Elizabeth Diamore. Good morning, Elizabeth, on this first day of school.
Good morning to you, Cheryl and Roslyn. We aren't looking at any major issues out there. We do have some patchy fog, so you'll want to leave with enough time. As Valerie was talking about earlier, so you can just play it safe and move smoothly and slowly. 75 degrees as we are getting out this morning. No rain for the first half of the day. You can see here, no matter where you're traveling, up to Atlanta, over to Savannah, over to Montgomery, looking okay. Also in and out of the city. And don't forget, you're going to want to grab the umbrella because after lunchtime, we're looking at more rain and storms. Snooki Price is our Energy Saver umbrella winner for today from Phoenix City, Alabama. For your chance to win one of these umbrellas, all you have to do is visit WTVM.com and fill out a registration form. We'll get more as we are going back to school here on News Leader 9. But coming up, first a look at today's business break.
Coverage you can count on. This is WTVM News Leader 9.
Alabama's Chief Justice heads to court today, but as a defendant, we'll tell you what the state judicial court will be deciding on and how it could impact Roy Moore's future. Police are searching for suspects in a shooting in Phoenix City that injured 2 men. What officers say you need to be on the lookout for is just ahead.
And as we go back to school this morning, we are looking at quiet conditions. Rain for your afternoon commute, though. I'll break down your full forecast ahead.
I'll hold there and welcome into this 8th day of August. I'm Chuck Leonard.
I'm Elizabeth Diamore.
It is the first day of school, and this morning News Leader 9 is going back to class, you might say. Live at Columbus High School right now are Cheryl, Renee, and Roslyn, Giles. We've been there all morning. Ladies, tell us more.
Good morning, Chuck and Elizabeth. That's right. We are out here in front of Columbus High as students get ready for the first day of school.
That's exactly right. We've got you covered for your back to school first day of school right here on News Leader 9.
Chuck?
Yep, thank you much. An educational experience, you might say, right?
Yeah, definitely. First day of school is always exciting. Did you like it?
You know, the first time we rode a school bus was interesting because we grew up in town, and then moved out to the country, and that was kind of fun, riding the bus for the first day.
Yeah. Definitely, with all your friends and going back. Yeah, definitely a fun time. Well, at the bus stop this morning, I gave it an A-, not too bad, but coming home, you'll definitely want to make sure the kids have an umbrella. C+ because of the rain and storms. 50% coverage of rain with temperatures staying down in the low 90s. So you'll want to watch out for that. But again, this morning we are looking at some foggy problems. 10 out of 10 for many folks. 6 though in Eufaula. Barber County schools also going back to school this morning. 9 in Fort Benning. So definitely be mindful of the fog. But looking at the radar, it is dry. Again, rain not anticipated until after lunch. I gave your commute a yellow. You'll definitely want to grab the umbrella. Temperature wise, low 90s. But we're going to keep the rain around for the rest of the week. And I'm talking a washout for some. So we'll talk about that and look at those traffic conditions coming up.
Thank you much. It is 6:34 now. We're following breaking news from overnight. Columbus police say a woman is recovering after being shot. Officers say the woman was walking down Forsyth Street around 12:30 this morning when an unknown vehicle pulled aside. Investigators say the woman had a conversation with people in that car. Then someone from in that vehicle shot the woman, injuring her. She is currently being treated at Midtown Medical Center with minor injuries. No suspects named so far. Make sure you download the free News Leader 9 mobile app to get updates as soon as we get them. There's other breaking news pretty much nationwide. All Delta flights have been grounded this morning because of a system-wide outage. Passengers have reported issues that have prevented them from checking in. Flights en route are currently working smoothly. We will follow this breaking news story throughout the morning and bring you the updates as we get them. Today, a pretrial hearing is set to take place in the case against Alabama's Chief Justice, Roy Moore. The state judiciary will be considering a request to convict Moore of ethics charges without a trial that could have him removed from office permanently. Moore was charged with the ethics violations after he ordered probate judges to not issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples, that going against the U.S. Supreme Court. If the case continues, Moore's trial date would be September 28th. Staying with politics in Alabama, former House Speaker Mike Hubbard is filing a lawsuit to have his conviction dismissed or a new trial. Hubbard claims he did not receive a fair and impartial hearing, saying one of the state's experts on ethics law should not have been allowed to testify. The state of Alabama also filed a motion saying that Hubbard should pay Alabama more than $1 million in restitution. 2 Columbus men will be appearing in front of a judge in Columbus today. First time facing drug charges. Jacob Bullard and John Knowles are scheduled to appear in Recorder's Court at 8 o'clock. The two were arrested Saturday on various drug charges, including possession of meth and marijuana with the intent to distribute. They're also being charged with possession of amphetamine pills and other drug-related items. A few days after the tragic deaths of two children in Albany at the hands of their grandmother, other kids are doing what they can to help. You're looking at a lemonade stand put up by 10-year-old Mosby Hill and 12-year-old Kaylee Willis. They made the stand to help benefit the family of the children who were killed across the street. Organizers say they didn't expect the turnout would be as great as it was over the weekend, but the street filled with neighbors and first responders, making for a busy Saturday.
I never in a million years dreamed that we would have the turnout we had. It was a huge success. We started at 10 o'clock. At 9:30, the street was lined with traffic, people wanting to donate money to us. Just amazing. I mean, the community of Albany really, really rocked today.
Some of the first responders who were on the scene of the incident also stopped by to grab a glass of lemonade, including firefighters, police officers, the police chief, and the county coroner. 6:37 happening now. Search efforts are underway in Phoenix City after two men were shot. You're looking at video of 11th Street and Ingersoll Drive, where officers say that shooting happened Friday night. Police say the men were riding in a vehicle when a white Nissan Altima pulled up behind them and someone opened fire. Investigators say the men were hit multiple times and taken to Midtown Medical Center. Their condition this morning is unknown. If you have any information in this case, you're asked to contact Phoenix City Police. Well, happening today, Amera Group and the Macon Road Chick-fil-A are holding the annual Back to School Bash. This event was supposed to be last week. It has been rescheduled and will take place from 5 until 7 this evening. There will be free school supply giveaways along with various activities for children, even free haircuts. It is open to everyone. Well, as we mentioned, News Leader 9 Morning is going back to school this morning. Let's take it back to Cheryl, Renee, and Roslyn, Giles, live at Columbus High.
All right, thank you so much, Chuck. I never thought I would be going back to school at my age.
Exactly, but we are here.
Well, we are here in front of Columbus High. We're overlooking Lake Bottom Park as classes begin at Columbus High in about 90 minutes.
Yeah, the big day has finally arrived for everyone, students, teachers, and parents. The Muscogee County School District is the 11th largest school district in Georgia, serving 32,944 students. And of course, these are our pictures here as we are showing how we look years ago, Cheryl.
I'm not going to laugh.
Please don't laugh about yours looks
I'm just going to smile.
And Brandon with all the hair there.
I still look the same, don't I?
Yes.
Well, if you don't know what time your child or grandchild starts school this morning, we have you covered. So listen up carefully. Pre-K and elementary begin at 8 and end at 2:30. Middle starts at 8:50 and ends at 3:50. High school begins at 8:10 and ends at 3:25. Now, there are some exceptions under the School Improvement Grant. We're talking about Fox, Jordan, and Spencer. Fox Elementary goes from 8 to 3. Jordan and Spencer High start at 7:50 and will end at 3:25.
And Cheryl, of course, you know, we can't talk about the first day of school without mentioning the return of high school football season. Exciting, of course.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, it is. Now, practices at schools have been underway since the beginning of last week, and with the first games getting underway Thursday, August 8th, and over the weekend, some teams met up for their first scrimmages here at Columbus High School. Principal Marvin Crumbs spoke to us about the goals for this upcoming season.
We have one of the best athletic programs in the state. Last year we finished 3rd in the state for the Georgia Athletic Directors Cup, and it's our goal to win it. And I think we're poised to do that. And the student athletes are putting in the time to separate themselves from the average or the normal masses.
And don't forget, you can see all of the highlights from the high school football season right here on News Leader 9. And join us August 19th for the first sports overtime of the season, starting at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on WTVN.
A lot of people excited about football. Your son, your oldest one, has a game coming up Friday already.
I cannot believe it's coming so fast. You know, today's the first day of school.
Yeah.
On Friday, we'll be heading to Hogansville. That's where Northside High School will square off against Hogansville. They are just up above at LaGrange.
All right, go Northside.
That's right,
go
Northside Patriots.
Yes. Well, students in Muscogee County aren't the only ones going back to school. Actually, kids in Barber County, Alabama are headed back too. Then tomorrow, Auburn City Schools will be back in session. Wednesday, classes start in Lee County, Alabama, and in Troup County, Georgia. And Thursday, summer vacation ends for students at Lakeside School, which is in Eufaula, and Chambers County, Alabama.
All right, and Cheryl, one big thing, you know, safety is always a major concern for parents as their children get on the bus and head to school on the first day of school.
That's right. News Leader 9's Brandon Sejo joins us now live from the Robert Center on Brown Avenue with some school bus safety tips. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning. The first day of school here in Muscogee County. We are standing in front of bus 802 with our driver, Mr. David Christian. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Brandon. How are you?
I'm good. I'm waking up. We're just before 7 a.m. How excited are you for the first day?
Oh, I could hardly sleep last night. It's just looking forward to getting the kids to school and seeing all my kids from last year and meeting the new kids that will be on the bus this year.
Now, getting on the bus, kids, parents need to let them know about some safety tips. Can you talk about some of the safety concerns that you have and that you want parents to let their kids know about?
Well, a lot of times, especially at this time of day, it's dark outside, and it's always especially good to accompany your children to the bus stop just to make sure that they get there on time, have them line up in a neat line before bus stops, and just like to see your kids get on the bus and the door closed to know they're safe.
And safety is our top concern this morning. If we can come back to our shot right here at bus 802, I want to show everyone at home, this is kind of a newer thing that you or I didn't have when we were going to school. Yeah. And if you can just explain what exactly this is that people are looking at.
Oh, this is our safety crossing guard. Most of your accidents that happen around a school bus happen when you board the bus or depart the bus. And what we like to do is when children are getting on the bus and leaving the bus is to keep a good, safe 10 to 15 feet from the front of the bus. And this crossing guard allows them to do that. And these mirrors also allow us to just to give a second check to make sure that the bus is clear before we proceed forward.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Christian. We have a great school day for you today. I know Elizabeth is hopefully getting all the kids and parents ready to get on one of these buses and be ready for the weather coming up. But we're going to send things back to you guys at Columbus High.
Yeah. All right, Brandon, great information. News Leader 9 and Brandon Sejo making sure you are as safe as possible this morning as you head out the door for school.
And as you head out, we want to get a report of our weather forecast. We're going to send it inside to Elizabeth Diamore. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, no major weather problems out there this morning, so that is making traffic move pretty smoothly. But as more folks get out heading into school and to work, we could see some issues. But right now, making Veterans in Manchester moving pretty smoothly. Remember the construction there on North Veterans, so you'll definitely want to be mindful of that if you are getting out heading into school in that area. Make sure you leave with enough time. But as we look at the highways, we have our Interstate 185 that's going down to Fort Benning, looking okay. And if you see any problems, don't forget, go download the Waze app. Also, if you are traveling up to the Atlanta airport to catch a flight, don't forget those Delta flights have been ground because of that system outage, and you can check out your flight status at WTVM.com by clicking that weather tab. But we'll talk the rest of your work week forecast coming up.
Stand by. All right, thank you very much there, Elizabeth. And as you can see, daylight is starting to break here as we are live in front of Columbus High School for your back to school special edition. And up next, we'll be running off the names of those celebrating a birthday today.
Plus, when getting your child ready for school, you can't forget about the most important meal of the day. Coming up, we are joined by Dr. Paula Walker-King from Columbus State University about the importance of breakfast. Stay with News Leader 9 Morning. Yeah. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, especially as kids get ready to go back to school. And we have with us today Dr. Paula Walker-King from Columbus State University, who's going to talk to us about this. Good morning, and thanks for being here.
Good morning, Cheryl. It's my pleasure to be here.
Thanks. So why is breakfast so important, Dr. Paula?
Literally, breakfast helps kickstart the metabolism, and so it helps us burn calories more efficiently throughout the day. Also, breakfast supplies us with an essential fuel known as glucose. And the brain needs it to function, to have a better attention span, better focus. It has also studies revealed that our memory is improved when we have breakfast.
When is the best time to eat breakfast?
The ideal time to eat breakfast is about 2 hours after waking. And so for someone that wakes up at 10 a.m., then they should be looking to have breakfast by 12 noon. So that will vary.
What are a few examples of breakfast options, healthy breakfast options, as parents get ready to fix something for their kids this morning?
All right, then. So some of the healthy breakfast options, whole grain cereal with milk. There's always a good option. Greek yogurt. For those yogurt lovers, it's got twice the amount of protein, half the carbs, and when you put fruit or nuts with that, you've got a great balance of nutrients. Other options, oatmeal. is always a great option because it sustains the sense of satiety or fullness. If you sprinkle fruit and incorporate some nuts, again, you have a well-rounded, nutritious meal.
Breakfast.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And those are quick options too, so it doesn't take long to have something healthy and quick for the kids.
Exactly. It's essential to break the fast. You know, we fasted all night, and so we do need to supply our body with the raw materials and fuel to get things going.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Paula Walker-King. As parents and grandparents get ready to fix their kids something for breakfast before they hit the door this morning, we're going to send it to Elizabeth Diamore with a quick check of our traffic and weather. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Well, we are looking at the potential for our consecutive days of 90 degrees or more to be broken. We're on day 48 as of yesterday afternoon, which ties for the third longest streak. And again, that could be coming to an end because of the higher rain chance. We're looking at a 50 to 60% chance of rain and storms for this first full week back to school. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned to the forecast this week as you are going to send the kids on the bus stop. Make sure they have the umbrella. Could have some thunderstorms with some heavy rainfall with the rain later today. And again, the heavy rainfall could definitely cause some of those flooding issues that we often talk about. We have too much rain over a short amount of time, doesn't have enough time to soak into the ground. So after lunchtime is when we're going to be anticipating the best chance of rain and storms, and that's going to be in between your 3 and 6 o'clock hour. And again, that's bus time and commute ride home. So make sure you can track any of those rain and storms with the WTVM Weather mobile app. Over the next coming days, 50 to 60% chance of rain and storms, but check out those temperatures. With the rain, we do give up some of the heat, and that is good news for folks dealing with the very hot temperatures. So mid to upper 80s through Thursday and Friday. Rain chances stick with us into the weekend.
Liz, thank you much. It's time for the McDonald's WTVM Birthday Club. If your picture is shown on the air today, you can receive a gift card for a free ice cream sundae redeemable at McDonald's. All you have to do is come by WTVM on Winton Road within 15 days. Please bring a valid ID as well. If you'd like to put a birthday picture in the air, you can just send it to us via email. That's birthdays@WTVM.com. We cannot guarantee the photo will get on the air if it is sent less than 7 business days in advance. Deborah Norville turns 58 today, and these folks are sharing their birthday with her. We'll be right back.
And we are starting off dry this morning, so no major problems at the bus stop. But coming home, make sure, again, the kids have the umbrellas. We do have that 50% chance of rain and storms. Temperature-wise, we're going to be in the upper 80s and low 90s. Watch out for the rain today, but if you're going to do any hunting and fishing, here's your Colony Bank fishing game forecast. 6 a.m. and 7 in the evening, the best times to get out. And again, Chuck, it is going to be a wet, full week of school here across the area, and I know moms and dads don't want to hear that as we're trying to get back in the swing of things, but we definitely need the rain, so we're not going to complain too much.
Maybe the pattern's changed. We got a nice little shower yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Hey, we're back live now, back to school on this first day of classes for Muscogee County students. Cheryl, Renee, and Roslyn, Giles at Columbus High School. Lady?
Good morning, guys. We have been live at Columbus High School all morning long as the district gets ready for its first day of school. The lights are now on at the school and the sun has come up, so we're going to hope everyone has a very safe first day.
Absolutely. I even saw some kids inside the school, so people are already starting to arrive as kids are already on the bus and some are at the bus stop, and we want to wish you all a very happy and safe school year.
Back to you guys.
All right, certainly. And thanks to Brandon Say, who was off at the bus barn meeting with the bus drivers. Well, that's our news. We're back, of course, with an update at 7:23. GMA is up next. We hope you have a good Monday.